All right, guys, this is the video we've been talking about, discussing for a while. And when we're researching for our elk hunts and everything, we're always looking at different kinds of these backcountry meals. We know there's a lot of different flavors, but we just kind of went with some of the basics: 2 breakfast meals, 2 dinner meals, and we're going to compare Mountain House and Peak Refuel and kind of discuss them with it as we go. So, y'all want to start with breakfast, or you want to start?
Seems to make sense.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get all these out of the way.
Well, that's the breakfast down there, isn't it? Biscuits and gravy.
I don't know what you eat for breakfast.
Breakfast skillet, I reckon. All right, Peak Refuel breakfast skillet. 640 calories, or 680 calories for a whole pack. What's the Mountain House guy? 510. Protein,
And
38 grams of protein.
28 on the Mountain House.
So obviously the Peak Refuel is going to get you your bang for your buck. It's what you're going for when you're in the backcountry, and burning all them calories is getting those gains. So I guess we'll see how it looks. Sure looks good. There's a lot of food in this pack.
Yeah. They don't skimp.
Holy smokes. I don't even know if you could actually, you finish this thing and you may not want to
Oh, you can finish
hunt
it
right away.
I promise you can finish it.
Give you your energy you need.
It smells
There
fantastic.
you go, get you some of that.
I will. Thanks, sir.
Man, little chunks of potatoes, got sausage, egg.
I think that's a good combo.
Dusty tried to cheat me out of peppers.
I
Make
did.
sure to get
I
me
done
some
did
peppers
stole
out
the
here.
peppers.
Pause.
Yeah, apologize. The camera lady tonight has a serious attack of the
Runner's cough.
runner's cough.
Well,
Well, you can definitely see the difference. This one's got key potatoes, that one's regular hash browns, but both of them look comparable. I guess the only way to really test them is to see what's first. I'm going to go with the Mountain House first, kind of see what it tastes like here.
you should have done this blindfolded.
That would have been a good idea.
It's actually not bad. The Mountain House isn't. I hadn't eaten all day just because I was
That's
expecting all this food, and I was.
I'm kind of surprised. I may like the Mountain House breakfast skillet here more than I like the Peak.
I am too. I'm really surprised. Yeah, that Mountain House is pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going with the Peak. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with. I like the Mountain House a little bit better. Surprisingly,
Yeah.
the Mountain House, the flavor was fantastic. I feel like with the Peak Refuel, you add, of course, some seasonings and everything, some salt, pepper, or whatever, but it's not bad. It's just kind of bland.
Similar vitamin D and all that kind of stuff. Calcium, iron, they're all pretty much exact same.
Yeah, it's kind of a trade-off. You get more with the Peak Refuel, but
Well, the flavor.
there's plenty of food in the Mountain House. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
volume-wise, it may
absolutely.
not have quite the protein and the calories that the Peak Refuel does, but
If you look at mine,
I'm really surprised that
I am
I
too.
like it more than I do the Peak.
that is so good.
I know why. There's a lot more sodium or salt.
Well, see, it's already
Okay.
pre-seasoned.
Mountain House.
Yeah.
And there's not, 18% for both servings in the Peak as opposed to almost 70%.
If you look at my plate, you can see which one's still there and which one's gone.
Yeah.
Just like them.
That's pretty good, though. Okay, that was the breakfast skillet.
Not bad.
Not bad. So Mountain House is the winner on breakfast skillet.
Yeah.
I kind of go with the flow and the crowd, so yeah, I'll go with what y'all say. I don't know how to make my own decisions.
All right, biscuits and gravy. That is always kind of a favorite.
So calories on the biscuits and gravy for Peak Refuel, you're looking at 1,100 calories to start your morning out.
Wow.
On that Peak Refuel
Get your-
package.
get your
Or for dinner.
And
'cause
I
like
for
biscuits and gravy.
biscuits
all
and
day.
gravy and having 34 grams of protein seems like a lot to me. What's the Mountain House have?
560 on calories and
So,
22 grams
half.
of protein. So yeah, in half.
Yeah. Which, and I will say, when you break open the Peak Refuel, you have got whole biscuits in there.
Yeah, it
And
had
sure
whole
enough,
biscuits in there.
they look like whole biscuits.
You're gonna want to crack them up, because if
Yeah.
you don't, that middle just doesn't seem to ever get whatever that is cooked.
This
all the
one
way.
just has chunks of biscuits in it.
Biscuit.
Actually has a lot of biscuits in it.
Biscuit. Who wants it?
I'll tell you, I'm starving. Yeah, big chunks of biscuits in that thing.
Thanks, sir.
I think with the peak refuel, we probably could have went with a little less water than what it called for. Doesn't seem like it's maybe
Well,
a little
I think that's
runnier.
the one that I shook too hard
Yeah.
and shook some out of it.
All right, I'm gonna go with the.
So I wouldn't count that against it. I think that's my fault.
All right, good.
Then we added a little
Mountain
bit of
House
water.
Mountain House ain't bad.
Mm.
Biscuits are kind of crunchy, but
Mhm.
I got to give it to the peak on this one. I like the gravy better.
oh yeah, hands down. It actually tastes like
Pretty good.
homemade gravy. Like that's pretty good. Biscuits are better. With the Mountain House, I noticed too that the sausage is real chewy.
Yes.
Yeah. Little gum texture kind of
Mhm.
almost to it.
But yeah, peak refuel, hands down on the biscuits and gravy. Like that's, I would eat that for dinner up there.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot in it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a lot of calories.
So I want more. You good?
I'm good for now.
I'll come back to that later.
I'll
Yeah.
shut her down.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go to waste. All right, you want to go to the chicken Alfredos next?
Yeah, Alfredo's.
Good lunch or supper.
So on these, the Mountain House, you're looking at 820 calories and 34 grams of protein. What about the peak?
You're real similar. 870 for the whole 2 servings.
Those are pretty close.
Yeah, and man, looking
53. That's 20 more grams of protein, or
Yeah,
19
well,
more
that's
grams of
enough, right?
protein in the
Yep.
peak refuel.
So you get more protein, but I'm really surprised as the calories on the peak refuel on those others was way higher.
Mhm.
But those are real comparable.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, thought
I guess it just kind of depends on your personal preference on this one.
do the smell test. You ever do that?
No,
Not bad.
certainly not on camera.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I don't want catch
you
me
got-
sneezing in the bag or
just
something.
be fair either way.
Well, I mean, we all are dipping our same spoons in each bag.
That is.
At some point, that just goes right out the window, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did think of that more than once, by the way.
That's all right.
Better not drool on your spoons.
Maybe a little.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Mountain House isn't bad.
Alright, chicken Alfredo.
Got kind of a straight pasta with
Oh.
the Mountain House compared to a twisty one with the...
Yeah,
Peak's got this one too, in my opinion.
Does it?
Oh yeah.
They're pretty tough to beat.
Yeah, they really are.
Mountain House is not bad though.
Yeah, it's not bad, but the Peak just has a little bit more flavor to it.
Not taking anything away from them, but they're both good.
Okay.
Their noodles taste better, too.
Wow.
Yeah, you can taste the difference in that one.
What's that like that sour cream or cream cheese or something? The sauce?
Mm.
It's the Alfredo sauce. That's a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yep. Gotta give it to the Peak on that one.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
On to the Stroganoff.
Which is always a classic, in my opinion. Like the beef strog.
I don't ever take Stroganoff with me.
I always.
My wife's Stroganoff is too good to risk taking Stroganoff with me on the mountain. So the Mountain House, you're looking at 560 calories, 24 grams of protein.
Compared to 810 calories with the Peak Refuel. Where do you see so
Down
quickly
here on the bottom,
protein?
41 grams.
That
41
would be-
grams.
Wow.
So, of course, Peak Refuel is kind of keeping with the theme. It's higher.
Yep.
Higher calories,
17
higher
more
protein.
grams of protein and
Doing it.
yep,
Bust her open.
250 more calories. We'll let you dip your spoon in
Thanks.
first.
I kind of was thinking about that. Go first.
There's a lot of food in these. It's really surprising.
Once again, different noodles.
Yeah, this one's got the same kind of noodles that it had in the Alfredo.
Well, same with the Peak. It's
Square
same
is it?
noodles. Yep.
Kind of a square meat with the Peak. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. Just gonna go with it. Here comes your Mountain House. We already.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let you get yours.
No, go ahead, please.
Just like at a restaurant, you gotta wait for everybody.
I did not wait last time.
Just
I'm
like
sorry.
we do on an elk hunt. We just
Yeah.
wait for each other.
Hungry.
No, we don't.
Mountain House is good.
They're both good. They are very different.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I don't know that the Peak couldn't have stood for just a little bit more water,
I think so.
but
Yeah, the meat's a little dry.
But it has a lot more meat in it, like big chunks of meat.
Mm-hmm. Why you got that much more calories, I imagine.
That's really good though.
that may be a toss-up for me on this one, flavor-wise.
Yeah.
They're both good in their own right, and they're very different from each other.
Kind of pick
Yeah,
your
I like both
preference
of them, but it is if you're going for your gains, I guess the Peak Refuel would be kind of where you're
Yeah.
going. But they're both really good.
Mm-hmm. You know, one thing that we haven't talked about is how much these packages weigh.
there. So I
Does
was
it
thinking
say on
about
there?
weight just then.
So like this, the Peak Refuel's 5 ounces. Flip your
Oh,
bag
wow.
around. So the Mountain House is
4.3.
4.3. So if you're counting ounces, that's something to look at too in your
Yeah.
pack.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want to look at your actual weight on the bag down at the bottom.
Which is going to be real comparable, I imagine, within an ounce or
Yeah,
two.
yeah, it'll be pretty comparable, but that's probably going to be part of the reason why the Peak's got a little bit more calories in it, because it's
More
literal more food.
Yeah, there's a lot of food in those bags.
Yeah, yeah, there really is. Anytime I've been on the mountain and eaten, and I usually take Peaks with me. I'm a big fan of Peak Refuel. I've never been hungry after I've eaten one of their meals. In fact, most of the time I can't quite get the last
finish
bite
them.
in.
Passing it around if there's teenagers in the group. Like,
Yeah, there's a
you try this?
lot of food in those packages. That's Barry and I take a group of teenagers on a trek every year, and literally, yeah, they usually clean up our food. So
It's fine if they carry the trash out. So.
yeah,
Well, that was fun. We figured with elk season coming up, I mean, we're knocking on the door of archery season getting started on
Oh,
elk.
yeah.
This might be a fun video for everybody to kind of check out. If you're curious, got any questions on anything, hopefully we answered kind of what you're looking at on some of the basics. We know there's lots of good different flavors, but these were just kind of some of the classics.
if you have any questions, comment
Absolutely.
on the post or on the video, and we'll see if we can get you an answer.
Absolutely.
We don't mind eating more food.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be all right. It'll be all
That'll be
right.
helpful.
Well,
If we're done, give me that biscuits and gravy.
That way we
That
pick
is
our poison
so
now,
good.
huh?
Yeah.
We didn't even pray over it.
well, we appreciate y'all watching, and as always, remember to love God, love your neighbor, and love the outdoors. Thank you.
Let it be.